What's up YouTube, this is Shuttleboy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video we're going to be going into this month's pickups of the month, random pickups of the month to be exact. So let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so obviously as this video is going out, this isn't exactly towards the end of the month. I said I would be doing one of these at the end of the month every time to show you guys all the different things that I buy that aren't necessarily clothing, sneaker related, or golf wing related. Just other things that I like to collect, like to buy, just things that I'm really interested in. And I just bought a lot of stuff recently in this time span. So I thought I would do two videos of this because I know I'll have at least a decent amount towards the end of the month, but we're gonna break it up and have some of the stuff that I've bought so far in here. A lot of interesting video games that I have picked up recently. So we're gonna start with N64 games, and the first one being NFL Blitz 2001. Now, I don't have a huge nostalgia for this game or like a huge history with this game, when I say, but I do have a little bit of history with it. I live in the Chicago-ish area, and one of the big things you would do when you went to Chicago, at least when I was a kid, was go to the ESPN zone. Now, I don't believe there's an ESPN zone that exists in America right now, maybe in California or New York, but it has since closed, and basically the ESPN zone was just like the sports restaurant slash arcade slash everything sports was basically there, where you would eat in front of like 20 TVs, and if it was during NFL season, you would have every single game on every single TV, and you'd be sitting in a recliner and they just bring you food, and then afterwards you would go to this arcade, and this arcade had every single sports game you could think of that's an arcade style. And one of the ones that was there was they had just like this like tabletop that was basically just like at your waist, that had like a joystick and different buttons to control stuff, and it was just in the middle of nowhere. And then I was kind of confused on why is it there, and then I look up and there's this massive screen that's like a movie theater screen basically, playing NFL Blitz on it. And this was like way after 2001, so it was an older game at the time, but I just thought it was so cool. NFL Blitz in general has a very flashy style, sort of like an arcade game typically would have. It's a shame that place is gone because that was a really cool place. It ended up, I don't remember exactly when, but it ended up going down under eventually. But yeah, NFL Blitz 2001, I believe this is the best version of NFL Blitz. By the way, I did get NFL Blitz, I believe, for like $7, so not too bad of a pickup. I'm not sure how much it goes for, but I had no complaints with paying that much. But then the next game I did get is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. And this is just so cool, man. I've never played this Kirby game, but I've seen a ton about this. I haven't played a lot of N64 games. There's definitely a decent amount I haven't played, but I do now have an N64, and I am really excited to try this one out because this is one of those Kirby games that I'm a huge Kirby fan in general, and this is one of those ones that I've always wanted to try out but never gotten the chance to. I got this for $10, and it goes for a little bit more than that. I'd say 15, 17, around that amount. But yeah, really excited for this. And then the last N64 game, a lot of people that are into N64, this is their favorite game. That is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I have played this, but very briefly. I definitely did not beat it. I definitely did not get very far. But I did have a friend that had this and really liked this game a lot. And it always looked really cool to me. I'm not a huge Zelda fan. I did recently, in the last random pickup video, I did end up getting Link's Awakening, and actually as we're filming this, I just beat it a couple hours ago, and I had a great time with it. So I thought, you know what, I might as well, let's try some other older Zeldas. This is definitely one that I always wanted to try out. $20 for this game, and worst comes to worst, it's great for the collection at least because this is like a game you have to have if you have an N64. So alright, so next pickup is just a random little thing. I thought I might as well throw it in there just so you guys can see. But I picked up another carrying case thing for my video game cartridges for my Nintendo Switch. Now I have a carrying case for my Switch. It only holds up to 6 games. It has like 2 little game card things that you can put up to 6 games in both. Oh, so it actually holds 12 now that I think about it. But I have way more games than that. So I get these little things that hold them in that are pretty cool, and I already had one, as you can see, the Mario one, but I ended up getting a second one. You can actually buy these at Target if you're interested for pretty cheap, and as you can see, it holds up to 12 more games, and they're pretty compact, and they look really cool too. I really like the designs on them, and yeah, you can just see right now it just has 5 in it, but as you can see, before I ended up getting this, I had 5 that didn't fit in this or in my case, so I've had 5 that I've just been laying around inside this weird netted part of my case. But yeah, I'm glad this was long overdue to get, and I just thought I'd throw this in the video as well. We got 3 more pickups I want to show you guys. The first pickup we got here is, it's going to be in my Game Boy right now. This is actually my original Game Boy I had when I was a kid. I got this fire red one, and I love it to death. It was one of my favorite things ever. There's so much nostalgia here because it literally is the one I had when I grew up with. Like, this is the exact one I was using then. And I used to play Pokemon on it like crazy, guys. But the game I got, I actually already put it in, and I didn't play it too much yet, but I thought I'd try it out. I was having issues actually with it earlier, and I'll get into detail with it. That is Dragon Ball Advanced Battle. And to be honest, I'm not very, I can't recollect this game when I was younger. I was not a Dragon Ball fan until very recently, more so. This game, I looked it up, I saw it in my video game store, and it was actually pretty pricey. It was priced at $40, so I'm assuming it had decent reviews, but it wasn't like said as like the end-all be-all best Dragon Ball game on the Game Boy. So I'm assuming it probably didn't sell well, so there's probably not too many copies out there is the issue. I'm kind of in this weird transition where I'm thinking maybe I want to collect every Dragon Ball game, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, all that stuff. I'm not sure yet, but I was like, if this one's hard to find, I might as well start it up. There was actually a 40% off all Game Boy games at my video game store recently, so I was like, well, that's the cheapest I'll find this, so I got it for in the mid-20s. Also, I have been having issues getting it to work. Literally just before I filmed this, I got it to start up and actually work now, and I was able to play a little bit of it, but I was having real issues because I do not have a tri-wing screwdriver, and that's how you open these, and I needed to clean it because I'm pretty sure it's dirty on the cartridge, and I need to clean that. So hopefully I can get a screwdriver so I can properly clean it. I just kind of did this half-ass cleaning, and it finally worked. I tried like 20 times and it didn't work, but it finally worked once. So hopefully it continues to work. I just turned it off, obviously, so hopefully it starts up again. We're bringing out the original Game Boy case I got when I was a kid as well. First one we're gonna go with is, I got Pokemon Silver for $15, but once again, like I said, it was 40% off all Game Boy games at the time, so it was pretty cheap, as you can see. I think around $8 you would say then. But Pokemon Silver, guys, if you haven't played this and you're into Pokemon, you gotta try it out. The second generation is such a cool one. It's treated like a sequel to the first game, so I think that's an awesome idea, and I wish that was kind of used a little bit more. I know it has happened in future games, but I like the mindset of it being a sequel, but it's not really titled a sequel. I'm kind of in that mood where I just want to get all the Pokemon games. And last but not least, this is just such a sweet pickup to get. This means a lot to me, and that is Pokemon Sapphire. Pokemon Sapphire was actually, I believe, my first video game ever. It was one of my first, at least, but it was the first one that I really sunk some serious time in. I believe Mario Bros. 3, the advanced version for the Game Boy Advance, might have been my first game, but this was my first game I really sunk some time into and just loved it to death. I remember getting it the same time as one of my friends, and we just got out of preschool and we were playing it to death in the car. It was just the coolest experience, and yeah, this is a game that meant a lot to me. This is in my heart very deeply, Pokemon Sapphire. I wouldn't say it's my favorite one. My favorite one is Emerald, which, I mean, I know, same gen, but this game, without a doubt, I ended up selling it when I was younger because back in those days you didn't have any money, so you'd try to sell all your old video games to buy the new system or the new games. But yeah, I had to end up getting this eventually because, like I said, this this is one of the most iconic games in my heart. So that's gonna conclude the video, guys. Let me know down below if any of this resonated with you at all, whether it be these N64 games or those Game Boy games, the Pokemon games, or the Dragon Ball games, any of that stuff. So please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already as well for more golf weighing, more sneakers, more clothing, and more Shuttleboy. And this is Shuttleboy, guys, and I'm out, guys. Peace.